Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of BrickWall Anime. I'm not usually the face you see here, but I'm here tonight, but just for a little bit because I just had to get in on this action. Sam will be around, but let's not worry about that, guys. It's just you and I. But but before that, I want to remind you guys to continue to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, continue to watch. We really appreciate your support. And we really hope everyone had a great holiday weekend. And if you're spending, spend wisely. Uh, so tonight's BrickWall anime, and the anime, or rather, should I say, the event anime that we're going over. I call it an event because I'm hyped about it. Is My Hero Academia Heroes Rising. This is the second My Hero Academia movie that was released. The first being My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, which focused more so on All Might and Deku. This one focuses on all of Class 1A. All of the entire Class 1A is here, and we get to see them show off in ways that we have not really gotten to see throughout the series. I know we've had individual episodes that have kind of have focused on the internships, and you kind of got to see certain characters do certain things and kind of show their abilities and display their powers and their quirks, rather. But this movie here, it really gives everyone the spotlight. Particularly Deku, of course, who was our main character, and Bakugo, aka Kachan, aka our favorite firehead. That's no pun intended, but I enjoy having the pun at the helm. This movie was released back in Japan. It was released in 2018, and in America it was released in February of 2019. It went to gross a really great amount of money. I don't have the exact numbers on me. However, it was one of the top grossing anime films, and it even broke the top 5 in our American domestic releases. So this was a really successful film, and a lot of people loved it. It really changed the scope of My Hero Academia as we know it. It was such a grandiose film. A lot of people praise it. I'm pretty sure by now a lot of fans have seen this movie. So if you're not a fan of My Hero Academia, I'm going to kind of spoil this movie. If you are a fan of My Hero Academia, I assume that you have seen this. If you have not seen this, then what are you doing? How are you a fan of this show? And not having seen this movie is an incredible movie. Even before I get into details about the movie, this movie made me cry. Yeah, I'm here just to. I told Sam when she did this review, I was gonna be here and I was gonna say in front of the world that this movie made me cry. I was amazed. Deku leveled up like crazy. This focuses around when Class 1A is invited to an island to do a hero internship. And it's much less of an internship and more of them being able to actually be heroes. For those of you who don't know, in the My Hero Academia series, all of is, oh my gosh, I just realized I don't have any sound. No, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold up. Oh wow, that's crazy. No sound this entire time? Oh no. Well then, that is. Oh, this is Sam's doing. She didn't want me to talk about this. She didn't want me to be heard. That's hilarious. I am contacting my tech guy right now. This is crazy. No sound, really? If you can hear me, say I can hear you. If you can't hear me, say I can't hear you. Interesting. Oh, okay. I'm being heard. Okay, I'm being told that our sound is working. Okay, that's very interesting. I'm being told that our sound is working. Okay, I thought it wasn't working. I saw the things on here that says not working, but it is working. I don't know. But I'm gonna keep talking about this movie because this is great. So sorry for that interruption. This is what happens when you do things live, not pre-recorded. But Our heroes in class 1A, they are invited to an island to actually practice doing actual hero work. So they're on there, they're on this island. It's a really low key place. Not a lot of villain activity, just really small town errands. They can go and help someone with their groceries, or go help someone find a cat that was lost, or go help find a missing child, which is actually one of the things that they actually do. So they're involved in all this. But then what happens is that there's a villain out there who goes by the name of Nine. He's a quirk stealing villain. A quirk stealing villain who, for all of us fans of My Hero Academia, we know that anytime there's a quirk stealer, there are only two people that are close by. There's either All Might, not All Might, there's either, uh, I always get them mixed up, All for One. I get the quirks mixed up because they're like all for one, one for all. And it's like the Three Musketeers thing, but it's like trying to say I have to say the whole thing first and then I say, but it's either all for one or it's Shigaraki's nearby. And if Shigaraki's nearby, all for one's nearby. So it's like, kind of two sides of the same coin there. But this Nine guy, he is out to try to steal quirks. But his drawback to stealing quirks is that he can only take a certain blood type before he gets weakened. So he goes and he finds this kid. Well, at first he finds this guy, a random person with a quirk, who has the blood type that he believes that he needs. He goes to try to steal the quirk, but can't hold on to it long because, again, the blood type does not match. It doesn't match. It's not compatible, so he can't hold on to the quirk for long. So what ends up happening is that he finds out that this gentleman has a kid. The kid happens to be, wait for it, on the same island as Class 1A. And this is where the action starts to set in. So he goes into the island and he tracks down the kid. And while he's tracking down the kid, of course, our heroes, our Class 1A, is trying to stop him from destroying the island and also destroying the world by gathering these quirks and causing mayhem. That is the gist of the story. Like, that is the general gist of the story. That is pretty much the plot. Like, they're trying to stop a bad guy from taking over the world. Pretty simple, right? The thing I like most about this movie is that, again, not only does it show you a lot of the other Class 1A students that are actually really involved. Like, again, they're involved in this movie, really, like a whole lot. They're involved in this movie. I'm really surprised and excited that they did that. But not only do they show those students with their quirks and using them, and actually even some of the lesser knowns, like you don't really see Sue, you don't see her do much. You see Ida do some things, but you don't really see a lot of Ida in the show, especially in the season that preceded that, which was season 4. You didn't really see a lot of Ida in the series. You get to see Ochako, I hope I'm saying her name right. I always kind of forget the floaty girl. I always forget her name. But you can see her use her quirk in ways that I've never seen it.
Well. If it isn't little Mister, I'm gonna steal your session because it's my hero.
Oh, what?
What? And you? So you prepared to steal it?
I didn't. What? What?
I can't believe this.
What?
I can't believe. I know My Hero is one of your favorite shows, but come on, man.
Oh,
no.
Hey guys,
no,
it's
no.
Sam.
You see what he does?
It's Sam. She's. Hey, I was just telling them about how great this movie was and how I told them I was kind of like holding your place a little bit, like just
and you just
like in the
and he just happens to have a shirt
but I wanted to keep the consistency going.
I wanted My Hero,
but I
shirt on as well.
I wanted to let them know we always on game. We the team thing. But
it looks fresh. Did you iron that or something?
No, I kind of just this shirt's always kept fresh.
I told him I would bring them in, but yeah.
It's
So I don't know.
I'm gonna just go ahead.
No, you might as well just stay. I mean, I understand this is one of your favorite. Yeah, move over.
Move over. I'm gonna be over.
Oh, okay.
Off to the curve on the side of the camera screen.
Sure. Okay.
Well, go.
No. So
now I've lost my train of thought.
Oh, have you?
No, I was talking about the different characters.
I know you didn't lose it. I know you did.
I was telling our viewers about the different characters that were shown in this movie that we usually don't get to see throughout the show. And then I started talking about Chaka, who was the floaty girl.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I gave them what the plot was, pretty much. Just a villain,
Mm-hmm.
doing villain things. So I don't want to take the rest of this from you. This is I'm a Mandalorian Friday and then review Tuesday guy.
But I know this is a My Hero, so I know how you
well,
are about your precious Deku.
I mean, at least I'm not wearing the hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anyway,
well, it's good to know our sound's working.
My Hero.
My Hero. Hold on.
So, did you tell them about the villain's overall plots and schemes?
Yeah, I told them about Nine, who is the villain of the movie. Again, he's has the ability to steal quirks, but he can only take them if they're compatible with his blood type. Certain blood type, AB blood, I believe it was.
He could take anybody's quirk.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that he has so many of them that he loses his own, like he pretty much loses his stamina and his strength. So that's why he's trying to find the compatible blood type, because the person's a healer. He's trying to find a healing blood type so that way he can continue to regenerate without practically breaking down and almost dying during a fight. So that's why he seeks the little boy's father and finds out that particular blood type isn't compatible. So now we have to go a step further and get the damn little boy. I mean, these villains have no chill. So now we're gonna go track down the little boy and we're gonna see if he works for us.
Yeah, that's practically how it is.
Yeah. So the little boy just happens to be on the same island as Class 1A while they're doing their hero training, of course.
That's how it goes.
It just couldn't be where the villain.
It can't be a coincidence.
Where the real heroes were, Like we can't have a vacation. We're trying to chill. We're trying to do some community service.
Trying to get our education and our status up.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Boost our abilities. And our powers.
What? We've been fighting villains since we got into them. The Hero Academy. Okay, we're tired. We're tired. We just want a damn break. We just want to carry old people around. We just want to get milk. And we just want to.
Well, with the exception of Bakugo.
Well, I mean, of course, him.
Hard pass. Yeah. It's easily my favorite line.
So with that exception, of course, Bakugo, he always wants a challenge. Like, he always wants to enhance. He wants to be the #1 hero one day. So, of course, he's always ready for something.
Yeah.
So anyway, Deku just happens to run into the little boy. Can't remember his name right now. Anyway, he just so happens to run into the little boy.
Generic anime boy #1.
And his sister, because the sister actually fakes needing assistance. And so, of course, Deku runs. He's like, I don't care. I'm just going to go do it, whatever. My brother's missing. Brother right there the whole time. Oh, you took too long to come get me. Or to get my brother and, all types of shit. So Bakugo, of course, he always has to check behind Deku. He's like, you know why? Because Bakugo always knows that Deku, some shit always follows Deku.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the truth.
And a deeper dive that maybe one day I may or may not take over for myself officially, but there's a theory I have that Endeavor and Bakugo are pretty much, like the same in terms of character arc. But we have a long way to go in the series for me to finish determining that factor. And so, guys, I'm in My Hero Academia. Like
I told y'all.
I'm doing deep dives.
I told y'all.
Look, if y'all want me to start doing deep dive, I'll do deep dive. My Hero Wednesdays or something like that. Movie number 3 about to come out. Next year. We out there. I'm in there. New shirt.
It is a new movie coming out, of course. But anyway, trouble strikes. So I'm not trying to make this an hour long because I could. You could.
I can.
But yeah, you could. But anyway,
I was edging at 20 minutes actually.
I can't tell. I can't tell because based on what you told me, yeah, you're still at the beginning, buddy. And anyway, the villains, they so happen to make their way over there. And it's so funny because the villains actually spread up spread out and they're fighting different members of Class 1A. And these villains are super strong. Like, of course, Class 1A couldn't win at first. I mean, shit. Honestly, they barely won.
Of course.
Yeah, they barely won.
Even with some of the best, I guess you could say some of the best players of the My Hero Class 1A squad, which again, this is again a thing I like about the movie. We've seen Red Riot go, the one that can, the hardening quirk. We've seen him go in his story arc in season 4. We've seen what Bakugo can do. We've seen a majority of what Todoroki can do. But there are characters like Ida who haven't really had the spotlight since season 2. There are characters like Kangaroo Tail, who I have to call him Kangaroo Tail because I don't know his name.
And then honestly, even with him, I still want to see him like level up. Like some of the characters, even though they did expose them, they had more screen time. They still didn't really go into like their power and the extent of it. So I'll say that much. I'll say this movie it does play on some of the other characters where you get to know them a little bit better. But for our main character, Deku, of course, I mean, who doesn't want to see him level up? Like, yes, he was given his.
No, go ahead.
Yes, he was given his quirk. Yes, he was. But he also had to earn the ability to use it, to try to master it, to try to contain the powers of the quirk. So, in a way, and this was also mentioned, that Deku and the villain, they are the same because they both are trying to hold on to powers that, their body can't contain or can't hold. Because Deku could honestly benefit from the healing quirk. If Deku were, like, let's just say in the market to steal powers,
right,
that he could definitely benefit from that. Because I mean, we see the
we
damage
witnessed
done to him. We've
witnessed how Deku can benefit from a healing quirk in season 4 with Eri. We've seen how he can manage 100%. And I mean,
yes. So that's to say, okay, so anyway, their whole job is to protect the little boy, and of course his sister is extra. And she's like an extra in there because they're a team, like your brother and sister, whatever. So the sister, she tries her best as well to protect them because she can do what's the word?
Illusion.
Yeah, illusion. She has illusion powers. But they're pretty much mediocre. They live on an island where they never have to worry about villains, which is why the island was chosen.
Yeah.
Without for a training class and without any
serious activity going on,
or any professional heroes.
Yeah. So that way everything can be calm. They can get some practice in and see what it's like to be actual pro heroes in the midst of them doing their internships as they were doing in the story arcs that preceded this film. I guess a major question for this film will be, where does it fall in the chronology of the series? Something that I've studied. It does take place in season 4, but what I would do, especially since all of season 4 has been released, I would watch all of season 4 all the way through.
I would watch the whole thing again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great series to watch through and through.
Yeah.
But I would.
But particular.
Yeah, if you finish season 4, then you can watch the movie because there are some things that, some gear that Deku had that I didn't know about until the rest of season 4 came out, which for America, it came out after the movie.
But I would say, without being a hardcore My Hero fan, not to say that I am or I'm not, that just in general, that this particular movie, it was well. Like, like you don't, like if you don't feel like watching a series and you just like, you know what, let me just see what it's about. I think that this would be a great movie to actually just to start watching because you're gonna want to know like what the hell. And then especially the way the movie at the end.
Before we get to the climax, I do want to co-sign what you said. Even as a hardcore fan, casual fan, that's what I like most about this movie is that it's comprehensible. It's not like an MCU where you like, you go and you see like an Avengers like, well, who are these people? Do I have to know this information? No, but this movie is like, okay, It's very
But see,
self-explanatory.
I would even, not to get off the topic and go into like the Avengers or whatever, but I would say that I would sit down and watch, like, let's just say, an Avenger movie
Mhm.
and be like, it would interest me to want to know what happened, and it might not even interest me. I might just
Yeah.
be interested in just the movie. So I mean, it just depends on where you are.
True.
So I mean, it just depends. Like I said, it just depends on where you are, what kind of person you are, and if you're even interested in different things like that.
Mhm.
Because like I said, I could sit and I have, like, before I really got into it, I watched the movie and didn't even think about what other movie connect or this, that, and the other. I just took the movie for what it was.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, people who are more detailed into this, more on a fan basis, yeah, like you're gonna look at it. I know, I know. But yeah, so I think that you could honestly just sit down and actually watch this movie because it's not like a continuation or of nothing.
Mhm.
I mean, yes, we know where it lines up in chronology in regards to them doing their hero training,
Mhm.
but in general, like, if you're not like, I don't technically line things up. I just watch it as it come out. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so yeah. But anyway, Deku.
Where's my tissues?
I cannot. But Deku is a hero. That's number one.
For
Deku
anyone
is a
without
hero. He
some.
will do whatever he can to save anybody's life. And if, like I said, and that's how pretty much this series start. The series in general of My Hero. Deku he didn't have any quirks, no powers, nothing, but he was still willing to try to save somebody else's life who did his best friend's life. Yeah, I use that term loosely. He does anything he can, even if it was anybody, he'll try to save him. So this is the theme of pretty much all series and especially movies, because of course it's centered around Class 1A, but the main character is, of course, the number one character is Deku and his journey to become a hero. So yes, Deku. So the villain is so strong. It is ridiculous how strong this villain is. Like, he's just throwing quirks out there, quirks and quirks and quirks. And like I said, the villain knows he has limitations, but he does not care. So he keeps going, and so he is being defeated by Deku and Bakugo.
Mhm.
Listen, I always be calling him something else, and I watched this several times, so that's just how I am. I'm sorry, but anyway, I don't, whatever. Feel how you gonna feel. But so yeah, Deku and Bakugo, they pretty much take on the hero. Of course, Bakugo can let Deku do it by himself. And what? Please, you think that was happening? But anyway, so they pretty much defeat him. But the villain has one more power up, and that practically unleashes the beast.
This final form.
That's all I can do.
It goes. I mean, I said I was gonna not worry about spoilers because real fans have seen this movie. Casual fans,
It's been out
maybe
for
not.
a while.
It's been out, available
Oh,
to
okay,
watch for a long
let's
time.
not. Okay, let's just say we don't spoil it.
Yes, because
But
it is so epic. It is so wonderful. It was to the point to where the creator himself was like, I don't know how I'm going to top this. And just to know that we're getting a third movie, just to know that we're getting a third movie is just
because
incredible.
That was.
He said he would have used this for the ending of the entire series. And to know he threw this out and is throwing out another movie and still has arcs left in the My Hero canon, not to mention spin-offs. It is just mind-boggling. What are you going to do to end such an amazing series when you've used what I think is probably the best ending you could possibly have given this series?
See, I'm trying to think. I think that it can be topped. I think
it can, but that bar is insanely high.
But that's what you want, though.
I know,
that's
and
what
it's
you want.
just it brings me to tears in a great way. Thinking of how awesome I did. I told them I cried during this movie because
he cried.
I cried for weeks. I could not talk about this movie without shedding tears because I was so excited for my boy Deku. Like, he started. I didn't like him at first. When I started watching the series, I'll be honest, I did not like him. I was like, he is whiny.
Yeah, he was just crying all the
time. He was a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, so that.
But
after actually watching it, you find his passion, which is why he's so emotional. Because his passion, he's living his dream. Like if somebody gives you something that you thought that you would never have, like I know some people are just gonna be like, okay, whatever, but it just shows how grateful he is of just an appreciation of life, and then that goes to into the if you want to go into psychological about it, it goes into his overall psychological and all of that because he's a healthy minded individual. He didn't just take it and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do what I want now. No, because he could have.
He worked hard. He came into the quirk and he made the quirk his own. So much so that even in the mangas, which I've had to start looking at because I'm just so in anticipation for this story, and now I'm surprised by the manga. Shout out to all the manga readers. This is an insane arc, and I cannot wait to see it on screen. But I digress. Seeing how he's taken this quirk and has made it his own to the point where the past quirk users, yes, there's lore behind his quirk. They are like, yo, this is the one right here. Like,
yeah.
This might just be the one.
And in this movie, it shows you that that he is the one. It shows you that. And so, like I said, and then like outside this movie, he's not mastered the quirk. I won't say mastered it because he still has a lot to do, but he's made it so much his own that he's actually. This particular quirk, you can make it your own and create new things with the quirk. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what he's doing to a level that none of the other owners ever were able to practically break into.
Yes, and for all you stands out there, we know the name of the quirk, One for All.
Yeah.
Okay, we know it's called One for All, but to describe One for All it gets more complicated as it goes on. We're just simplifying it. He has a quirk that can be passed down and improved as time goes on, which is what she said. But I just want to let you know.
But even at first, though, it wasn't like, okay, let's just break outside the movie. When he first received it, like, you didn't even think that, you just thought that whatever All Might possessed, that was practically what you were going to possess.
Yeah.
But that's just the general power of that particular quirk. Like, that's just general.
That's surface level.
Yeah.
So much deeper.
It's like, okay, so everybody gets this, you get this.
Right.
Yeah, like,
right. Like, oh, you got this. Okay, we're going to carry this on. Okay, you're going to get this. You're going to be able to unlock this. And it's just I can go on and on about Deku. And I've heard people give him backlash about how he's not one of the greatest characters and how there are other characters that are better. I have yet to watch those characters. I heard that the main character in Black Clover earned his stripes.
Deku
earned his
too. I would say that Deku earned his.
He did.
Because of the fact that he showed himself to be worthy without even having any quirks.
And then not only does he show himself to be worthy, but
and the number one reason too is because he ain't had no daddy around when he was growing up. Like the main hero always don't have a damn daddy. Like a parent is always missing. So yeah.
He's inspired. He does not hesitate. One of the things that can be said about Deku is that he, despite all common sense, he does not hesitate.
He doesn't have common sense.
He lacks that fundamental.
He lacks that when when lives are in danger.
When lives are in danger, Deku is like, yo, screw it. Like, he has damaged his body. In most places, he shouldn't even really be walking around.
Yeah. So it's like, even though that's good, it's also bad as well because he's always getting into stuff and, he doesn't care. But like I said, his main goal is always to make sure that people are protected. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, with the movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say
one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It was better than Endgame, and I'm holding to that. I'm sticking to that. This movie was better than Avengers Endgame. I have said it, and I've stuck to this for over a year now.
I would say Infinity War because Endgame. Yeah, a lot of stuff was better than Endgame. So we're gonna say it was better than Infinity War. But yeah, like,
you know what? I can't even argue that. I can't, because this by a margin, because
they're close. They
are very close. They're very close. But this movie
I,
blows
like I
Endgame
said,
out of
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even compare this to Endgame because, okay, yeah. I think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory might have been better than Endgame. Yeah.
Cause like I honestly, like, it's not. There's not many times that I cry. Here, you take this over. Yeah.
Dave cried.
I cried.
He cried.
Just like that. Like a baby.
But yeah, so I'm not gonna spoil the end for you, but oh my gosh, like I could not believe it. And I didn't have a tear. Nope. I'm not gonna say I had a tear because I didn't. But yeah, it's like so he does the most heroic thing ever. And the fact that he does it, it causes him to go through some, emotional. While he's doing, he's already going through emotional stress and just distress because he knows what he's getting into. And so he's just like, like I said, he's selfless. So he's like, you know what? It is what it is. I want to. I think he's going through a mixture of wanting to, not wanting to, but knowing that he has to, and that's what makes Deku such a great hero and so deserving of receiving the quirk. Like it's just crazy. And then of course, All Might. So anyway, the villain, the students have to send out a message to the suit to the not the villains to the what's the word to the heroes that so they send out the what can you cut that down. So yeah, they send it out to the heroes, and so when the heroes finally get there, only two come, and one of the two is of course All Might. All Might is in love with Deku as well. I mean, you can't not be in love with Deku. You can't. Like the hero in all of us loves Deku. Like yeah, you might have some issues with some of whatever you have an issue with Deku, but at the end of the day, there's no possible way that you cannot love Deku in the way that he rolls. So yeah, All Might comes and All Might is just looking at Deku like, God damn it. This motherfucker. Like that's how he's looking at him, but he understands because he knows the type of person that Deku is, and the fact that Deku did what he did makes All Might even more proud of him and proud of the fact that he actually, that he chose Deku for the quirk because All Might was getting a lot of backlash. He was getting a lot of backlash, and this isn't in the movie, but just so let you know, he is getting a lot of backlash about giving Deku the quirk because of course there were more people that were qualified for it, but All Might after he saw Deku, it's just something that struck him that Deku was the one that needed to have the quirk. So anyway, All Might is like Deku is practically his baby, like it's like a father and son kind of vibe now with them too. Because All Might he passed the quirk on to Deku because just a quick recap because he got injured or whatever and needed to pass the quirk on. So anyway, yeah, so All Might gets there, he's like, damn, like you actually did this, and Deku, he's so apologetic and almost like, nah, bro, just don't even worry about it. And so, so that's when the magic happens at the end. And we're like, yes, yes, yeah, so yeah. But anyway, the heroes finally end up coming to clean up, and the villain in this, he's basically blasted into like smithereens, all burnt up and just damaged. And so I can't remember the name because I didn't write it down this time. I'm so sorry. But he runs, so the villain runs into the other villain, the one who's actually over everything, and he gets killed. Yeah, turned to dust. So yeah, so one villain out, but of course, valuable lessons are learned for the villains as well in this. But anyway, of course, I'm not going to, you already know the answer. Yes, I would recommend this. I will give this a 4.8. Yes, maybe 4.9. I'm trying not to give it a 5. I swear I'm trying not to. Because, of course, with any movie, it has
8 out of 5. Greatest movie ever.
Of course, in any movie there are, like little things that could have been, whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to focus on the highlights of the this particular movie. A weak point in the movie. Um, Let me think. Hmm. I mean, sometimes like the characters' attitudes, like little girl was pissing me off, like but she would kind of remind me of Bakugo, and that's why those two personalities were the same, and her brother and Deku personality was the same, and so sometimes Bakugo be pissing me off too because just how he is, but yeah. So I would say that personality wise was pissing me off or whatever the case may be. Um, I would say another thing that I would like to see was, like I said, the some of the other I might watch this movie when I hang up. But anyway, another thing I probably would like to see is some of the other members of 1A. Like I said, just level up a little bit more. I mean, we'll always see Deku level up, which I love because, like I said, like we all want to know what the quirks. Always all for one, one for all. What his quirk is gonna do, and now that the fact that is being known that the quirk is actually more powerful than anybody could have possibly known, and it can do so much more than what we originally thought. And it's just based off of Deku alone. So we all want to know and see. And like I said, I keep him leveling up, but I also like to see some of the other characters as well step up. Icy Hot, I love the way he leveled up in this. Like, oh my gosh, like each one of the groups of 1A had to fight the villain, and they lost the first time, but the second time around, they actually won their fights with the villain. And when I tell you they did that, they did it. So I would like to see what's his name, the one I'm just going blank. But a lot of them I like to see level up, especially the one where his shadow pretty much takes over him. Yeah, I would love, love, love to see him in full action. Like I want to see the shadow just get buck wild like in the dark. Like I just want to see what all of that is. And I honestly want to see him be able to control it as well because he would be one of the greatest superheroes as well, and he will have some great powers if he's able to maintain. So that's the whole thing with the training class is that they're trying to build their powers and maintain and learn and just figure their stuff out. I mean, like they're teenagers trying to figure out life, except with superpowers. Like who wouldn't like that? But anyway, yeah. So my favorite part, of course, is when Deku does what he does, and I told you I was not going to tell you, but that is one of my favorite parts. And like I said, I like when the individuals of Class 1A break up and fight the each of the villains. I like that part too. But yeah, I can't go in detail about my favorite part, but just know, yeah, yeah. But anyway, let's see what else. I already said what I would give it. And I would recommend that you watch it. I can't remember what platform is on, but I can add that in later. But yeah, so David's probably somewhere crying right now. He cried. Yes, he cried. Yeah. Yep, he cried. I was looking at him like yeah. But anyway, I'm not judging because who doesn't cry during a good movie? That's how you know it was good. And yeah. But anyway, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. Because like I said, I've been lazy and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. But I'm just trying to make sure I give you everything that you need to know. I like the way it ended. I already said what stood out. And of course, you know that there's another movie in the making, and I cannot wait. Honestly, each movie it gets better. Each movie they do gets better and better and better and better. And each series, of course, gets better and better. It's just the process of waiting for it to come out. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Dave said bye. Next Tuesday, me and Dave shall do a review of We Are Not Sure Yet. But if you have a suggestion, just let us know and we will more than likely get to it. Please remember to stay safe out there, boost your immune systems, yeah, all of that good stuff. Um, I'm not gonna go into great details because it's the same thing. Wear the damn mask, wash your damn hands, stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'd like to thank Dave for his contribution tonight. And I'm sure if we didn't have a little interruption, he would have still been here now trying to go even further with this. Oh my gosh, is he coming back? He says to watch the movie. I agree. Watch the movie.
Available on digital now.
It's on digital now. But anyway, yeah. So if you have any anime suggestions, let me know. Let's just say I may be doing Tower of God soon. So if you watch that, please look out for that. If you haven't, go ahead and watch it so we can chat about it. Be safe out there, and yeah, remember to subscribe, share, subscribe, share, liking. Thank you all for tuning in. Those who have tuned in and have been loyal tuning inners, we thank you, and yeah, be safe.